we incorporate these social media platforms into all of our daily expected communications, now imagine we're expecting people to just be completely silent because they have a pending legal matter, even if it's a criminal matter. Maybe in their best interest, but it may not also be plausible in the real sense to just shut all things down. Instead, the new hotness is to recommend extreme caution in how you partake in that communication. That becomes doubly, much exponentially, we'll say, more difficult for people who have to speak publicly on these platforms because, well, if you have to keep speaking on the platforms to say, generate a revenue stream or keep a business going, then you have that sort of as a millstone around your neck. And those truisms are like, never say this, never do this, never do that, always do this, always do that. And yeah, as general truisms, they've existed for a while because they're generally true, but they become impractical very quickly when the circumstance actually folds up. And this is exactly how life is. Like, this is not limited to law. This is everything. You tell someone never do this, and they go, but what about this situation that I just experienced? Like, well, then you do it. And you're like, but you just said never. Yeah. Same goes for all commentary, but legal commentary, especially as it modernizes. To some extent, that's great advice. It's not always practical. But to the people who think I don't care about my family, I don't care about my kids, look, I said it before, I'll say it again. Everybody gets to judge me based on what's presented, what you see, what you read, and then your judgment of my character, your assessment of who I am based on whatever information you have. For some people, that's 6 years. For some other people in my life, that's 42 years, right? My parents have known me the whole time. A new viewer to the show has only known me 6 months. They're going to have a different expectation than someone else who's known me 15, 20 years. If someone's known me 20, 25 years, like let's say Drexel's known me 25 years, but there are big gaps in the time that we've hung out. And in those times, our lives diverged quite a bit. We come back together, get to catch up on those stories, and like the camaraderie and stuff is still there. But the experiences are wildly different. That's fine. But that sculpts and molds how people look at each other. I'm not immune to that, and I'm not here to defend it at all. I obviously love my wife and children. I love them dearly and immensely. But people want me to make like commentary about them or about something like, well, in the situation, like what's going on, you're not going to get it out of me. So no, from the deepest depths of my heart and soul, as always, Lady Rackets and the kids are my paramount concern at all times. And I do mean that. I mean, I don't think people understand what that is unless you've experienced it. And that's the way it goes. That's the way it always has been. People will judge you, make comments about you. You can be presented in a good or bad light, either way, towards other people. I wrote this to someone today. I wrote specifically because I thought this is in the middle of a message. You guys don't need the context of the whole message to just hear this. Okay. I said, I've never complained or even defended myself from how I am presented to a group of people or perceived by said group of people. My role as a husband is to bear those wounds for my wife and also my children in a different context. It works the same, but not in this particular message, as I can, and to hold support and even carry her when I must. I will never, ever fail that role. There are times when you get presented in a bad light, people perceive you in a bad light, whatever. If you as a husband or you as a father are out there about that, and I don't mean like generally making a statement in public or something, you're like, gosh, people are getting the wrong idea about you. No, that's not what I'm talking about. If you're out there whining and bitching, oh God, everybody's looking at me the wrong way all the time. And I can't believe that so-and-so would say this that would lead someone to that. Like, okay. Look, it's your job. It's your job. That's the role of a husband and a father, in my opinion. You take those things. Got that? I think we forgot this a long time ago. But masculinity is being so like twisted and distorted from what it used to be. But the idea was that men did stand in that gap. They did stand in the way of things, and they shielded everyone around them. They were the protectors of their community, of their tribe, of their person, of their people, of their families, all of that. And so, again, people can mold their perceptions about me based on what's out there, what they have observed, what they expect, even things they don't expect, but whatever it is they want to do. It's not my job to sit here and try and correct it all the time. It's not my job to sit here and try and justify a bunch of things. Stories in a way, right? The stone hits the water, the ripples go out. But as the ripples get farther and farther out, they're stretched thinner and thinner, and they space bigger and bigger apart. And so the story unfolds like that for everybody. The people closest to the story know the whole thing, or as much of the thing as they can. And then as it spreads out, it takes longer and longer to disseminate the farther and farther away you are from the striking spot. The problem with the internet today is everyone wants to move the striking spot to be universal. The striking spot is everywhere, and we're there in that striking spot at all times, but you're not. You're not. So people want the story to come out right now. And for example, I'm constrained in what I'm able to talk about. And that's not like, no one's preventing me other than just wisdom. So with that, stay tuned. The story will out over time. And some of that story will have to be told in court documents. Others parts of that story will get told, in public discourse. And I'm not asking anybody to believe any part of my story or to make any judgments in some specific way about me. You got to see a lot of stuff said about me. You already know some level who I am one way or another in your mind, your perception, the figure that you've built me to be is there. I don't even know what it looks like. I have an idea of what I would want it to. Davis Marks, are you concerned at all that the state could claim that you in your live performances demonstrate that you're impaired even though you're not? Everyone should be concerned about what the state can claim at all times. If you live your life in complete fear of what the state could claim, let me just go ahead and enlighten you. When the state is ready to, they will lie about you. This is a fact. It is an unavoidable fact of government. Release the body cam footage. Wonder if we can get that trending. I mean, you can try. I don't have it. I don't know what people want to see in the body cam footage. I don't even know what the state will release in regards to the body cam footage. Because if you're talking about the body cam footage of my arrest, there's not a ton, I would think, of my arrest. I think people are conflating the body cam footage of my arrest with the body cam footage of the search of my property. And I'm not sure what the state would be releasing. Like, I don't know what their planned release is or what footage they have. I don't know if they'd release the search. I don't know if they'd release just the arrest footage. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. So I'm not sure what people want to see there. But, that's that. They think I'll be blitzed in the footage? Well, considering I was driving and not charged with DUI, I guess seems unlikely. I was driving a whole 80 miles per hour, as said by some nerds. What? When the rain? I was at a stop sign. It's just sitting there. The 80-mile-an-hour speeding ticket was from a while back. Man, not up to 80. Juggalo Debo. Me and my brother do competition car audio builds. Keep us sane and insane at the same time. I bet that's cool. They're bitching I was going fast, but fast is 3 digits or more. Wait, people were bitching that I was going fast. When I got a ticket for going 80 and a 65. Oh boy.